104.7 The Cave, Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens in the studio.
Always.
It is Thursday, and it is time for Dark Side of the Stream.
Let's make sure we got our mics.
Okay. We're mics are here, and guess what? In 3, 2, 1, we watch movies.
Oh, and there goes my camera.
Let's try this again.
Wait.
3, 2, 1. We watch movies, so you don't have to. Yes, this is episode 62.
Such a good one.
This week was my pick on Dark Side of the Stream, and I went with what I thought was going to be just a documentary about donuts and maybe a guy who made some money, which he did. The Donut King, but it was so much more than that. Got to stop slamming.
Stop banging the desk. You're making my janky camera system fall apart.
What am I supposed to do with them?
The Donut King on Hulu. Dude,
great documentary, and we're don't spill the beans just yet. Let's ease into this.
I've got a lot to say.
Let's ease into this. First off, what is your favorite kind of donut, Jay Stevens?
In the event that I was to have a donut, which these days
we battle. They bring damn donuts in this place every day.
Yeah, I used to get down on a stack of donuts, no problem. Now I will once in a great while have a glazed donut.
You're just like straight up glazed,
but it's got to be a cheat day and very rare.
Yeah.
Once a month, maybe.
But that's your.
Yeah, I like the solid glaze, a twist. Either one of those. I used to like the chocolate bars or the
Long Johns,
butter. Yeah, the Long Johns or the butterscotch butter, whatever those are.
With the caramel on it.
Rainbow sprinkles too. Rainbow sprinkles. I would get down on donuts before, but nowadays it's just a glaze. If I get a wild hair.
I'm an old fashioned, like the fried one. Glazed.
You and Scott Meyer. Yeah, that's Scott Meyer's favorite.
I know, dude. They're my favorite too. We definitely have that in common.
Scott always brings a box of those.
I love those because I eat back in the day when I would eat them, I'd take them, and by the time you get around to them, they'd be gone. But I don't really eat them, or maybe like once a week if I'm lucky. So yeah, old fashioned blueberry cake donut. I love that. Apple
Watching
fritters.
This show made me want donuts because they showed some great donut making footage.
Locally, there are a lot of choices donut wise. But in my personal opinion, if it's homegrown, I don't want to drop any names because I don't want to get in trouble. But if it's homegrown, if it's a local donut shop,
homegrown,
it's like a shop that's not like, it's not. I'm not to say Dunkin' Donuts is bad. It's just like chain donut stores. If it's a local place,
you'd rather get down on some of these little small
local place. Yeah.
Well, like this movie, it's
very
small mom and pops,
and that's how it kind of started. Well, before we do that, I do want to name drop Dixie Cream in Cape Girardeau. They have, oh my god, best donuts in the world, and that's one of the very few things I miss about that part of the state. Anyway, you were right on the money. The Donut King. Let's start with the fact that this guy was like a general.
It was a major,
major
in the army in Cambodia.
And that's kind of how his story starts. And eventually, because, things were going to hell in Cambodia, he, his wife, and I believe did they have kids at this point?
Yeah, a couple kids too.
They flee Cambodia. He comes to the United States and California, a lot of refugees, and starts working as a janitor. Now, that's the first thing. In life, they say, especially in America, you can build your American dream. This guy was like pretty damn high up in Cambodia, comes back down.
Zero. I mean, these guys had nothing to their name.
Nothing. So they're extremely frugal, like most refugees are. But the guy was smart. He was extremely smart
and a hustler. I gotta respect his hustle. Man.
His hustle is amazing. And
I thought I had a good hustle. This dude's got more hustle.
That was if anything about this movie that you take away is that, yes, if manifest destiny, if you believe in something hard enough and you're able to work at it hard enough, you can
American
make
dream tale
happen.
Classic American dream tale.
And especially in a time when, racism was pretty rampant, and especially against Asian Americans. You're talking about like the height and the end of the Vietnam War. And this guy could turn himself into a self-made millionaire. We'll tell you how he do it next. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave. .7 The Cave. Jay Stevens, Mike the Intern, back in the studio.
Not eating donuts. We're talking donuts.
We're talking donuts. We're not eating.
It's gonna make us hungry for donuts, though. Watching this movie,
just like watching this movie, it was just like, oh god, I want.
And then that Sweet Jam had the best song in the movie ever. This donut rap song, like an Asian donut rap song. rainbow donut, sprinkle donut, glazed donut, chocolate donut, dude.
If you're in California, do you remember? Did you ever go to
Winchell's? Winchell's, 100%. Oh, they were everywhere.
You went to
Winchell's donut everywhere. Yeah, right down the street.
Really?
My house. Skateboard to Winchell's. Get a couple donuts. Yep.
It was his.
Winchell's was Winchell's was the bomb. Winchell's was the chain. He learned his trade there, and then he went on his own, and he had these little ones.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, though, I probably hit some of his shops because he had like 63 shops. And you see, they're all in the area I live, Santa Monica.
Did you remember
South
the
Bay.
ads and stuff? Like, do you remember, like, did it get into your brain?
Winchell's donuts for Winchell's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Winchell's was a big corporate chain.
Yeah.
He took over Winchell's. This dude's donut empire just grew. Started from nothing. Started as a cook at Winchell's. And then went on his own.
So he went on as a janitor, and then he basically worked at that convenience store. I guess it was a Winchell's or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just basically
learned the business.
And
then got his own Winchell's.
Yeah, then he got his first one.
And then he went solo.
And then he started opening them up and down the coast. The crazy thing, and I thought this was amazing, because where he ended up is just completely off of where he started. When they were doing this, him and his family pretty much just lived in an RV so that they can maintain these stores, and they didn't really have a permanent address or in like the building of his empire. And then eventually it got so big that he would like help other refugees and would like, give them the store, and they would make some money.
Split the money.
And then,
he was like, making money doing nothing.
It was essentially his own version of what a franchisee would be, but he was giving these guys. He would
teach them the business.
Yeah, and he was giving these guys and gals like these stores that would get them off their feet, and they'd immediately have money, but his deal on the franchise was a little bit more lucrative because it was his.
He was making,
deal.
They said $100,000 a month at one point.
Insane. Selling donuts. Selling
huge mansion.
Donuts.
Living large, Mercedes, flying around the world, meeting with presidents, like the American dream.
But
he did it.
All things happen.
That's what pissed me off, though.
When life.
This is what pissed me off. It was such a great American dream story, and then all of a sudden, in the last 15 minutes.
But it wasn't as if this happened to him. He definitely did it to himself, and we will talk more about what he did to himself. Dark Side of the Stream next on 104.7 The Cave. Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens back in the studio on 104.7 The Cave. This is Dark Side of the Stream discussing the Donut King.
Rainbow donut, glazed donut, chocolate donut, donut.
So, it's funny this was my pick this week, and I watched it before Jay, and I came in Monday. I was like, you watch? He's like, I haven't got a chance. I'll watch it tomorrow or tonight. And I was like, dude, this guy is like you.
He is like me.
If you were in Cambodia,
he is like
and
me,
you came here and you just happened upon this whole donut
stumble
thing.
into a hustle and kind of make your own hustle, and then start making money, and then start going crazy and partying. So he had mistresses. He just
he hit it hard. It all started with he went to Vegas to see Elvis, and I guess he just fell in love with the place and
the lights,
the gambling, the women, the fact
playing blackjack. Started playing blackjack. Now, blackjack is okay. Blackjack is gambling. But
wait a minute. Before you get into this, people might not know this about Jay Stevens. Jay Stevens is an exceptionally good poker player.
Poker player. I play a lot of poker.
I've watched this dude.
I play a lot of poker.
He has more patience.
No,
he has more patience. I'm serious. You have more patience in a single game of poker than I do and have had in my entire 38 years
of poker. There
life.
Is a small luck factor. You kind of cut the luck factor down to almost zero with your skill.
But blackjack, brother.
Now, blackjack is the same thing. There's a skill to it to where you can beat it, but to me, blackjack feels like gambling after playing poker. So blackjack is kind of in the middle. Yeah, it's gambling, but yeah, there's some guys that wait. How the hell do you lose the kind of money this guy lost playing blackjack? This guy was losing $10,000, $20,000 a day and stuff.
And not only that, but then he started with like the table gambling, and then it kind of grew into like sports betting and stuff like that, where he got into a lot of trouble.
Suites.
Yeah, but he would basically like get in trouble with these like land sharks and these bookies and end up just saying, okay, well, just take this donut shop.
Take my donut shop.
Take this donut shop. And like it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And so finally he said he tried Gamblers Anonymous or whatever that is, the 1-800 bets off dudes. That didn't work. Then he like went to DC and he tried to become a Buddha. He went to like a Buddhist monastery, tried to pray for Buddha and all this stuff. That didn't work. He actually came back, gambled harder than ever. At one point, saying monks cannot help me, Buddha cannot help me.
Lying.
All of it on red.
Taking the kids to Vegas during the day, telling the kids, tell your mom he went to the store, and he comes back with some frozen fish, and he was fishing all day.
I mean, like,
because he flew to Vegas,
dude. It's
major addiction,
unbelievable.
like, such a bummer because he was balling.
God, it's so crazy, and it was he
lost it all.
The gambling.
Spoiler alert: he loses it all.
Oh, he loses it all.
Whole empire and the whole house, everything.
He goes
nothing left.
He ends up going from nothing
and his family.
Major in Cambodia, comes to the United States as a refugee, builds up a huge donut empire, gambles it all away. I mean, all the way to the point where dude's like literally living on the porch of a friend's mobile home, like the bottom of
and
the
dude's still happy though. The dude's still happy.
He seems like he's okay.
He still gets down on a good donut.
Tried going back to Cambodia to do a political career. Kind of worked a little bit for a while. Ended up having an affair with a young woman, and that was kind of after losing your entire empire, that was the final straw.
Yeah.
And then
he was still making $100,000 a month. That affair wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah. If that was the final straw again. But so then he, I guess, got back with his new wife, and they have 2 children. What a life.
He's the donut king.
He's the donut king. He was the donut king.
And now donuts made a comeback.
Yeah, well, hopefully the documentary helps him at least save some face, but inevitably he definitely lost it all on his own. And we'll talk how many donuts we give this review.
Rainbow donut, glazed donut, chocolate donut, strawberry donut
on Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave. .7 The Cave, Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens. We're back in the studio one more time, Dark Side of the Stream.
Donuts.
To give our review of the Donut King. How many donuts would you give this one?
I'll give it a solid 4 donuts.
Yeah, I do the same. I agree with you. Right.
I mean, I was so happy for this guy, and then he lost it all. I cannot believe it. Like, at some point, abort the mission. You know what I'm saying?
When you're all in, you're all in, baby.
Don't lose all your million. Maybe when you get to 500,000, stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, gosh, man.
I can't. There are so many things. Like, there are 2 things, and I don't mean this to women who do this, but I always say the 2 biggest wastes of money in the world: strippers, gambling. Those are the 2 things that are the biggest waste of money, because you get
wait. Let's not get crazy here.
I mean, because dude, like, it just doesn't make any sense. The rush, I've gambled. Like, if you go into a casino with the idea that I'm going to be here to pay to play, that's cool, because that makes sense.
Have fun. You're
just going to go in there and pay to play. That makes sense. If you're going in there to win a money, if you're going to go in there with the idea that I'm gonna save this
beat
business,
the casino, I'm gonna soak
you're
down.
wrong. You're gonna lose that money, and you're not
gonna win against the casino.
The rush from gambling,
you're playing against other people, so there you can win.
The rush from gambling, I would think you could get like the same rush from like jumping out of a plane, right?
I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, I don't really get the rush from gambling. Really,
is it the competition that you get out of it?
Mine is, because it's playing against other guys, so it's my mind against their mind.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's very similar to martial arts, actually. Like, huge similarities to jiu-jitsu.
You ever play chess?
It's incredible. Yeah. Not like a lot, but same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Very similar.
Okay.
Like, there is a science to it. There's a skill to it.
Yeah. You know? Once you figure it out, it definitely can change. Well, ultimately,
how many donuts?
4. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you. 4. The only reason I gave it a knock was because I was so damn hungry with donuts by the end of it. I was just like,
there was some really good looking donuts.
My hands going, God, I need a donut.
And what's with this new thing, this cronut?
Oh yeah.
There's some new type of thing they invented. There was somebody invented. They ripped them off. Anyway,
don't gamble your money. If you become a millionaire, just don't gamble it.
And be a hustler, man. Yeah. Be a hustler.
See, that's the thing. It's like
this guy was
you learn a few things from this guy. If you want something in life, you can get it. It's just how far you want to go with it. But once you get it, don't just blow it away. Keep it. I don't know. do something good with it.
And it had the sweet song. I wish we could play the song
We
because
would love to play the rap
sweetest
song, but we
Vietnamese
can't
donut rap
because
song,
of
man.
copyright law.
Chocolate
But
donut,
as
cherry
soon as
donut,
this is
rainbow
over,
donut, sprinkled
Jay and I are
donut.
going to listen to it.
Oh,
So
it's
just
so
keep
fly.
that in your mind that once this is
It's
over,
worth watching just for the song, the donut song, the donut rap song.
what's your pick for the next
Oh
documentary?
man, my pick for next week. Gosh, you put me on the spot. I forgot
Yeah,
to
you should have been thinking about this before.
I should have thought about this in advance. Oh gosh, let me think here.
Can't look on his phone either because he's using his phone.
I can't look on my phone, man. I'm going to say, well, I have to filter through my brain here. Bad Reputation, Joan Jett.
Oh, okay, cool. All right,
I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't done a music one. Okay, cool.
I haven't watched it yet, but I saw a thing.
That goes all the way back to her days with the Runaways and stuff. Cool. All right, I'm down.
Good, right?
She's a cool chick. I'm not. There are like few to me. Well, that's the thing. Like I know it sometimes chicks I think overdo it. Like if they just are who they are, it makes more sense. Joan Jett, one of those chicks. So we'll definitely dive into that. The Bad Reputation, Joan Jett. You know what to do. You can always stream these online, 1047thecave.com, and make sure and join us every Thursday 9 a.m. on 104.7 The Cave or on Facebook as we do this live. This is Dark Side of the Stream saying
chocolate donut, rainbow donut, glazed donut, curry donut. Dude, you know it's a jam, bro. That's a jam.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
we watch movies so you don't have to.